Hi everyone, this is Killshot99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10 Alpha's Escape Plan. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. There's some news out there. We're going to talk about some of the news that is out there. Before we get too far into this stream, I do want to say that this stream is brought to you by our sponsors. We have some amazing sponsors for our Play Dead Live series. Play Rough, Play You, Play Dead Live. We had a lot of fun with the pack openings, so more to come with that. If you guys are interested, join us on Friday nights. And before we get too far into it, how about a special shout out and a congratulations to our newest amazing world-class, moderators here are the best in the world. Julia Muse is the latest to be inducted into the Moderator Hall of Fame. So if you guys could do me a favor, I think there's a brand new Julia Muse emoji. See if you guys can track it down. It was custom invented today just for her. So Green Team, do me a favor. Can you flash that brand new emoji up there? Absolutely loving it. And you got Hippo to thank for that, because evidently you put the paddle smack down on Hippo. So we're going to talk about Alpha's escape plan. And I know that's going to catch you guys off guard, but I've got a brand new, well, it's not really a theory. It's more of it's a funnel. We're going to talk about some different possibilities and how, thank you. It is a cute paddle. That's what you use to smack Hippo off in one of the Play Dead Live. Hippo is there. It's like, here, I'm just going to tap you on the top of the head, get you out of here. But somebody's not going to tap you on the top of the head. If they do anything, they're going to decapitate you. That's Alpha. So I don't know if you guys have seen the Walking Dead news or lack of Walking Dead news that's out there. I kid you not, Army. The last 5 articles that popped up on my Google News feed are all different articles about things that we've talked about within the last week and a half. I swear to you. So I'm going to give you a couple of the articles and the titles that are out there. So the first one that popped up, The Walking Dead has no end planned in sight. Okay, how many times did we go on rants and say all that crap about it ending in season 12 is exactly that, just crap? So Scott Gimple went, he felt the need to address it, went to EW.com and said in the interview, there's no end to The Walking Dead anywhere in sight. So another one was, we talked about over the last couple days, bringing characters back. It'd be kind of a cool thing if they went flashbacks. So that was one of our streams as well. A backlash of fear. So an article I think came out on Screen Rant, talked about how the fans are backlashing on fear. We've sort of hit that pretty well. And then they talked about Simon being a wasted villain. I'm scratching my head here, everybody. I mean, that is 999 Army. Chapter number 1 is for 6 months. More than 6 months, we've been harping on the Simon thing. And more Alpha. You know, we've touched on Alpha. I won't go too far into the Alpha thing, but that's why I want to talk about Alpha's decision making as a leader. Is she blinded by what's going on? Or let me get your thoughts in the stream. Is Alpha slick? Is Alpha a little bit more calculated than we're giving her credit for? So let me see what you guys think. You guys think Alpha is just like a dumb military leader that's just out there, brainwashing people and sending, or you think she's got some strategies, some things that we've yet to see? Because I would argue, if she does, is it possible that Alpha has an escape plan? Is it possible she's been thinking about that? Like, what happens when all else goes bad? Does she even care? Is she willing to die? Or will she survive at any cost? I mean, she's willing to put on these walker suits and walk around with the dead. So if she'll go through those lengths, why is it that we are absolutely convinced that someone has to kill Alpha? And I think once again, I'm not saying it is an impossibility. I'm just saying that it's a topic of conversation that we need to discuss? Does everything on The Walking Dead have to be bad uprises, good takes them down? Bad uprises, good takes them down. Could Alpha have a plan A, B, and C, Coco? Crystal Singer Chick says she's smart like a fox. So she's smart like a fox. Is she going to put herself in a situation where Negan can get the upper hand? Is she going to put herself in a situation where all of her people are taken down? I mean, look, it's going to take, I don't know if we've thought about this, but there's a lot. First of all, there's a lot of walkers. Then there's a lot of whisperers, probably as many whisperers as our group. So what makes us think that's going to be like complete annihilation and that our 100 is going to kill all of their 100? Why don't our 100 lose 50 and her 100 loses 80? And then the rest just sort of scatter up. Cardinal Crawfish in the house. Cardinal Crawfish says, rumor mill. Sources close to Dimple have stated the next Walking Dead spinoff. Wait for it. Walking Dead High School Musical, a weekly show about bag pulls. All right. You know what? I hate to use this stream to do it, but I swear to you, Cardinal, I'm only bringing it up because it is in my news feed. The Tower of Power, the clickbaiter of the hour, not real but fake, the one and only George Drake, put another confirmed thing up there that said, Negan movie, no exceptions. I didn't even click on it to give it a thumbs down. But I'm telling you, that's what the title, Negan movie, no exceptions. And I'm like just slapping myself in the face every time I see one of those. No, not confirmed. It's not even a conversation yet. I'm starting to think that there's multiple personalities of that dude, and I think he wakes up in the morning and comes up with a rumor, and then he tells it to himself, and then he does a video about it and says, well, I guess he just confirmed it. I mean, I guess if you talk to yourself and you say it out loud, then somebody's confirming it. But yes. So funny thing, Cardinal Crawfish, is there's so much speculation out there about what's going to be the next big thing. And look, people have time on their hands, right? Too much time on their hands. I mean, we invented a game, and we're having a hell of a lot of fun playing a game. But when it gets down to time to really talk about the news and what's going on, the only basis we really have at this point are when an actor goes on a TV show or when there's an interview with Gimple or Kang or, and not even Rick Grimes. I mean, Rick probably is Andrew Lincoln's in the know about some things, but I'm sure there's some things that they are not telling him about the show, about the transition. You just want to keep some of that story and some of that pretty close to the vest. And if you guys missed, we got Tommy the Tank rocking the brand new emoji. Went from a man bun to the tank. That's a serious upgrade there, Tommy. And there you go. I love it. Wilson going on the record saying Alpha's going to fear The Walking Dead. Fact, just confirmed. You know what? They need a villain. See, I love that though, Wilson. If you really want to drag this thing out and you want to, increase the audience retention, what is it Fear has never had? So if you're going to release something that is needed and wanted by the fans, well, let's let Alpha leave. Let's not kill her, and let's send her over there and let her give those. Look, Fear the Walking Dead needs some serious death, and they need a villain. So that would be the crossover that we definitely need to see. Delaware Sasquatch. Alpha is the number one used car salesman of the zombie apocalypse. Can we confirm that? So let me say this, and it's not totally in jest. I mean, I just want to say it out loud to see how it sounds. Other than, the realist and the purist that are going to come out and say, well, I don't like that story. Bear with me for a second. How entertaining would it be, in all seriousness, for Alpha and some of the Whispers to go over to Fear the Walking Dead? Would it hurt the show? I mean, would it hurt a show that is already struggling for a little bit of direction? I would argue it would not. I think if nothing else, if there was a Whisper, I agree, Delaware, I absolutely, in a stupid way, if you really have your back up against the wall and you said, look, Ian and Andrew are going to write another love story this season, or we're going to cross the Whisperers over and let them kill a few people on Fear the Walking Dead, I would love it. I would tune in every week. I wouldn't be as hyped about it as I am The Walking Dead, but I would be somewhere in between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Well, that's a good point, Coma Drug. Now, if they lamed Alpha up, then we got a problem. But I'll even take it a step further. Let's say season 6 is the last season of Fear. How cool would it be if Alpha went over and just killed all of them? Like, hey, if the show is going to end anyway, if she killed all of them except one or two people that we want to keep. So I got a question. You can pick any 3 to cross over. So we'll cross Alpha over. She kills everybody on Fear, but you can only pick 3 to bring to the Walking Dead franchise. Right now in chat, everybody, pick which 3 you would keep, which 3 you would bring back. I'm just really curious because I think we're going to be... Skidmark, there you go. Skidmark is number 1. Hey, Skidmark and Dog, that could be a spinoff. You know what? There it is. There is George Drake's video for tomorrow. This is confirmed. I'm confirming this right now. Tomorrow in your news feed, it is going to say, Skidmark crosses over to Walking Dead, and Dog and Skidmark will have a mini-series after the confirmed Negan mini-series. Confirmed. There it is, right there. Look, I'm so good at this. I'm writing content. I'm writing content for... And now you got to pass. I just said it, so now it can be used as confirmation because someone else said it. We're going to have some fun tonight, everybody. As long as there's stuff like that, I'm going to keep harping on it. I'm going to keep talking about it until it starts to fade away. So, the origin, I love it. The origin story of Skidmark and Dog. And the CGI deer, we're going to get a backstory. How many people would sign up for a backstory? Hey, look, it's just going to be it's going to be Netflix, a 3-part miniseries about when the CGI deer was a CGI doe, and then it just gradually grew up. Its CGI friend Thumper got hunted by Daryl, and then the CGI deer actually showed up, lived long enough to show up in the Rick and Michonne episode. That's not confirmed, by the way. Just a theory. So I'm going to go back to Alpha's escape plan. And if you guys are just joining, it's Sunday night. We're still 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks away from Walking Dead. We're having a little bit of fun. We're going to have a little fun talking about the show. It's not all serious. Death and destruction and, tear everything down. What we're talking about tonight is absolutely not confirmed. It is just It's just a little bit of freestyle Walking Dead stuff. So, Alpha's escape plan. I mean, she's got tunnels. She's got people trapped in tunnels. I'm missing some of Wilson's comments. I'm going to have to keep an eye on him. Oh, come on, Wilson. Okay, you know what I'm going to ask? Because many of you, I'm not blaming you guys, but I am going to say it. Admit it. How many people have not watched the comic book read I did earlier today that would only take in 12 minutes of your time? Raise your hand if you're guilty. And also, make sure you guys all hit the like button. Because if you didn't watch it, you're completely missing the reference. Oh, Crawfish just changed the name to Evil Cardinal. So here's what I'm going to try to do. All right, I really want to do the comic book reads. But it's 11 o'clock every Sunday, and if we don't have at least 100 people show up for the premieres, I'm probably not going to do them as premieres, and I'm just going to pre-record them and upload them. Because the whole idea of me doing them it's not a threat. I'm just telling you guys from a time standpoint. I had a lot of people message me about doing them as premieres and doing the reads. And a lot of people who messaged me about watching them were not there. So if you guys want them as premieres, show up, hang out. They're going to be 10 to 15 minutes max. They are going to be at 11 o'clock on Sundays. And I get it. If it's a rough time for people, then we'll just upload them, and that way I can do them all throughout the week. Which is fine with me. I can upload one on Tuesday or Friday or whatever, as long as I'm doing one a week. But I kind of thought it was, a cool thing to sort of hang out and, talk about the show. It was a lot of fun live. But if you missed the read, go back and watch it, and you'll see exactly what we're talking. I got stumped. Negan, it was one of the most graphic and most perverse Negan comic episodes ever. Episode 120, if you guys want to check it out. And there were just some things in there that threw me off. So I usually don't get stumped very easily. But this particular one, yeah, it had some rough references. All right, so why do you think that so many people have to have an alpha death? And, hey, we like the Joker, right? I mean, is it a bad comparison to compare Alpha to the Joker? Do you guys think it's a fair comparison to compare Alpha to the Joker? Because I don't feel like Alpha and Hippo, I get that. Not quite, but almost. I mean, I'm not saying they have to be the best and Alpha's going to get those epic lines and things. But the Joker, at least with me, and I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to completely spoil it for you, but the Joker got sympathy from me. But why is it? Well, we don't know the entire backstory. Ben says the Joker has some redeeming qualities. So if there was a serious I don't want to get too much into it, because the Joker did have some serious stuff. If Alpha was abused, either as a kid or domestically, would that make her more redeemable? Because I feel like at this point, the Joker, that particular Joker, has somewhat of a free pass. I agree with that. So Crystal says she was the abuser. And Crystal, I think there was a lot of intent with that, because remember, when Alpha was introduced, one of the things that we were one of the first to really go on board with that, saying there can't be a lot of gray area with Alpha. And I think with the Joker, there was some gray area. With Alpha, there was, let's make her the abuser. Let's show how dark she is. Let's not give her any redeeming qualities. And because of that, that's exactly the point I want to make with you guys. I think that is what makes us want her to die, and what makes it so difficult for us to accept that she could be out there in our universe somewhere and not completely terminated. Would you agree? Would you agree that's a fair assessment? That really is the whole fervor and the whole passion, not just that she killed those people, because she did. She killed those people, she tortured, she made people watch, and she tends to enjoy it to the same level that Negan enjoyed it. So we want her dead so she can't have the chance to kill more innocent people. And I agree, Jerry. She was the decision maker. Sheila says fair. Okay. Love your interactions, guys. Hey, we are live. If you're just tuning in and you want to get your thoughts, your opinions, your comments in our stream, definitely type it. Of course, I can't get to everybody. We have over 4,000 comments in a stream. But I do try to jump around and stay on topic as much as I possibly can and get as many of your thoughts, your comments included. So continue to type them, and we'll get you guys make these streams. So obviously, we want to get as many opinions, many viewpoints in them. Not just about me trying to be right. I just want to throw some ideas out there and see what you guys think, see if they stick. Evil Cardinal says, can't compare. Beta would not look good. Come on, man. All right. Kills coin for crawfish. Beta would not look good in a Harley Quinn's outfit. Can you imagine Beta prancing around in pigtails? No. Harley Quinn. Well, you know what? Let's put it up. Let's put it up for debate. We'll just ask our group, is there anybody here that would be interested in seeing Beta go a little drag and prance around in pigtails? I mean, I would watch just for entertainment value. And if you guys are loving the chat, loving the comments, loving the week we put together, and especially entertained by some of our super chats, do me a favor, everybody. As someone just said, Angel Trigger Calor said, nut tap that like button. What are you waiting on, guys? This stream is not going to get any better, and it's not going to get any worse. So you're either going to like it or you're going to dislike it at some point. Make your decision now. Now, if you like what we do, in all seriousness, give us a thumbs up. If you don't, give us a thumbs down, and just in comments or when the video goes live, let us know. Let us know what we can do a little bit better. We got a lot of stuff planned for you guys all week long. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing Monday mashups. How many of you have been a part of a Monday mashup trivia competition on our channel? Because I think we've done 5 of those now. So either you've been a part of it, you watched the playback, and you've seen the speed and the creativity and all of the things that we put together. So hopefully you guys are liking that. We have a great time. So if you haven't, hang out with us on Monday night. We will be here tomorrow night doing our Monday night trivia at 9:30. And then Tuesday we're pretty open, but every once in a while we get into some random things. We like to go a little bit beyond The Walking Dead. Wednesdays we love to get some bold predictions out there. Some of our bold predictions are, they're first to the finish line. We've gotten some bold predictions out there that might have seemed extreme when we predicted it, and then you find out a couple months later that other people are doing videos about them. So absolutely love this group. Not my bold predictions. This is the group's bold predictions. This is each and every one of you. And as I like to say, when they're right, I take credit for them. When they're wrong, I blame all of you. Thursday nights, we occasionally we add a top 9. And on Friday night, of course, is Freestyle Friday and Play Dead Live. And true story, for the first time ever in 6 years of me streaming, I've streamed video games at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've binge played video games and streamed it over and over. I've done coffee with Killshot. I actually had someone leave a comment on a video on Saturday and asked me if I was participating in some illegal drug because I had 2 Red Bulls that morning. Did I seem a little more fired up on Saturday? I don't know. It was coffee with Killshot. So maybe I was just a little more vocal, the tempo was a little higher, but yes, I had to delete that comment. And if you didn't watch that one, go back and watch that one too. Oh my God, really? We got to go live for you guys to hang out. All right, yeah, catch the playback. But we had a lot of fun this week. Just a lot of new stuff on our channel, from pack openings, Play Dead Live, inventory management, trivia contest. I'm really, really proud to be a part of this family. Exactly, Coco. That was the accusation. Jessica wants to do a Super Bowl. Jessica, one, I can't say that in the title. I can say, do you guys want to do a big game stream? But yeah, if you put that in the title, it's a copyright infringement. They flag you. Weirdest thing. That's why you see all those commercials. All stocked up for the big game? Yeah. Maybe you need to come by and pick up some Funyuns. We're having a Funyun sale. 10 packs for $10. Get ready for the big game. Yeah, you get in trouble if you call it what it is. Yeah, that one. We did. We gained a mini Finny. So, Alpha escape plan. And if she doesn't go escape plan, I don't know. I want to put odds on Negan. Negan ain't dying. In my mind, that seems way, way far-fetched. But if Alpha's back is against the wall, and you got Gamma, and you got Lydia, will Alpha... Leave your comments in chat. Just want to see. I'm doing this kind of as like a pulse survey to see where you guys are. Will Alpha kill Lydia, or will Lydia die this season? I want to get some really, really creative responses, get some creative ideas. I know that would be a big twist. People are putting some thought into it. Nothing wrong with that. Nixie thinks she'll live. Sheila doesn't think Lydia will die. Ron doesn't think Lydia will die. could, all right, I don't even want to suggest this because it's so, well, I'm not going to say it's cliche, but it's a little overdone. And I don't think The Walking Dead is going to go down this path. But is it possible that Lydia uses her relationship with Alpha to actually get the killing blow? I know. You know, you guys have seen this in movies, seen it on television. You're my daughter. The sheep has returned to the flock. I forgive you. You know, something like that where Alpha's kind of mesmerized by Lydia coming back, and, you know, Lydia's kind of got the knife behind, you know, stuck in the back of her belt, and then she kind of gives Alpha that hug, and you think she's gonna live through it, and then wham, Lydia just kills her. It's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, she used her bond, her relationship to get close to Alpha, and then maybe she's the one to sort of execute it. Yeah, exactly. But you're my bug. I forgive you. Whack! This just kills her. You know, something like, I know, that's what I'm saying, Kel. It is cliche, but is it so obvious that it becomes not obvious? You know, like when you think something, because, look, let me say this. It's cliche, but it's not expected because everybody's expecting Negan to kill Alpha. So if everyone's expecting Negan to get the kill, and you have this other cliche thing that's happened before, it would still add a certain element of surprise. Would it turn Alpha's story into like one of these Shakespearean tragedy type of things, though? Could they possibly go for that? Alpha's evil, but she loves her daughter. She's done all of these things, but she avoids anything bad with her daughter. And then her daughter actually comes and uses her, and I know I'm using the word very liberally, to get close to her. And then when she kills Alpha, it becomes kind of like a Hamlet or something. You know, is The Walking Dead really going that big? I think it's a deep story, but, or, you know, are we just so hell-bent that we have to see Negan cut off Alpha's head, Negan hold it up, and then it's like, okay, it's just like the comics. I mean, sometimes the most bizarre storylines are right in front of our eyes. Rick Grimes agrees. He says the death of Lydia... Well, no, wait a minute. He agrees with something, but not the last part. The death of Lydia is what will trigger Negan. Well, I mean, that would be a little bit different. Well, and again, Tommy says all we know is that someone is going to kill her. But do we know that? I mean, we think that. We think it has to happen. And that, to me, see, that's that risk. When Scott Gimple talks about risk in a TV show, that's what I would like to see. I would like to see that level of, you know what? All you fans, everybody wants Alpha to die. We're not going to kill her. We're going to kill most of the other ones. But just when you think it's safe, it's going to be like Jaws. Just dun it, dun it, dun it, Alpha. You play that music and then get some heavy breathing. I mean, maybe of all the things that I try to include in the stream, because I love getting your ideas, maybe that's just me being selfish. And I'm okay. I'm okay with being selfish sometimes. But there's just a part of me that just doesn't want the villain to die this time. I just want her to be around, and I just want her to do more diabolical things. Steel Mob just wants to lock her up, keep her around. It's good enough for Negan, right? Trigger says, what if Beta kills her and blames it on the communities? So there's some possibilities. Okay, other than Gamma, I'm going to think out loud here for a second. And it's dangerous because I'm thinking out loud and I have a microphone. So I don't know what conclusion I'm going to come to. But do you think that by redeeming Lydia and redeeming Gamma, that's enough of a Whisper connection that now they can slaughter off on the show the rest of the Whispers? Because you know what I was thinking? They kept some of the saviors. They keep some of all these groups. And it almost seems now, when I think about it like that, it almost seems like it was intentional to go ahead and, let's just save a couple of them before everything goes down. That way we don't have to worry about the moral judgment of killing all of them at the very end. Does that make sense? You guys get where I'm coming from? Is now it's going to be guilty by association. If you're still associated now, then we're going to kill all of you. And then my follow-up to that is there any way Alpha, Beta, any of those Whispers, is there any way that any of them are allowed to live? And who do you decide? Who do you decide which ones to keep when they're all barbarians? That's a tough spot. Well, Eric, I don't personally want to redeem any of them. I'm just saying the way the stories go, was Tara? Okay, let me ask this question. Should Tara have been killed? When the governor did all those things to people, should Tara have been executed? Why not? Why not, Crystal? Why not, Julia? Why not, Tammy? I want to know. She was there. She was part of that stuff. Okay, bad example. Should DJ and the rest of the saviors, should all of them been executed at the end of All Out War? Should all the saviors have been killed? Why not? They were going around terrorizing people. They were observing. They were there whenever the Glenn and Abraham beatdown happened. Some of them might have been there to watch what Simon did at Oceanside. What if all those people were with Simon and they did nothing? I know there's some what ifs, but I'm just saying. Sheila says no, people are a resource. So no, they were deceived. Okay, so to go back to what Eric Beach said a little bit ago, why would you want to save them? In the Whisper War, should the Whispers be executed? Should they be wiped off the face of the earth? Some more people are going to say yes than the other groups. Eric says, what do they bring to the community? Now, hold on, everybody. Wait a minute. You can't. How can you say that all the people with the governor should not have died, all the people that were saviors should not have died, but all the whisperers should die? This does not make sense to me. I agree with Delaware. No, because they're sheeple trying to survive. They're scared. They're manipulated. They're the same as these other groups. Joseph Grindstaff says, can they be changed? Well, we don't know. Well, Joseph, one thing I can say, if they're dead, they can't be changed. They get no opportunity. So Tammy Dime says, okay, well, we'd have to know a little bit more about each individual person. Yes, we would. So it's easy just to say they're bad apples because they're the newest bad apple. Cardinal, oh, wait a minute. You went from Commodore to evil Cardinal, and you didn't want to give away your strategy, so you just became Cardinal. I see what you did there. Crawfish says, none should be killed. We were taken to the asylum. Take them all to the asylum, put them in a room, and see if they can solve the escape room puzzle to get out of the room. And if you guys don't know what that's a reference to, go back and watch our Play Dead Live. Great plug, Crawfish. I love it. Play Dead Live last Friday. We started the introduction to the asylum. We will be continuing week number 2 this Friday. So even if you don't play, come in, hang out, and the actions of the players in the stream will likely entertain you. They certainly are entertaining. So I think the decisions, you know what? I'm fine with that, Ron. I think it's a good question. Do you risk having another Dante in the group? Well, we asked this question at the beginning of Season 9. Whenever they were building the bridge, how many people remember theories and predictions out there saying that one of the saviors, it was a spoiler, not a spoiler, but there was a prediction out there that said one of the saviors actually shot Rick in the side. Anybody remember that? Remember that going around the internet? I do. And I remember being in streams and people saying, should have never trusted the Savior, should have never allowed them in, should have killed all of them. How do we know what they're thinking? There could be a traitor. So you ask this question, could there be another Dante spy? Well, we went through it with the Saviors. We went through it with the governor's group. People not being loyal to Rick. So all these questions have come up. It's just a part of society. And our group does not have an action plan. Yeah, they sit down with a video camera, ask you a few questions. What are you going to do? But the only thing you can really do is lock somebody up and then hope that there's a transformation of character, or they reform, or they're worth keeping around. Otherwise, if you don't do those things, if you don't do any of those things, you don't give people the opportunity to reform. So, how many people, based on that concept, how many people want to kill Gamma? Raise your hand if you think Gamma should die. There's one. Samantha says, yeah, she's a whisperer. She should go. I feel like there's going to be a lot more that say no. Julia says Gamma was broken. I think she has potential. Well, what about the other whispers that might be broken that have potential? Yeah, they're asked the questions. It's just Father G's doing it, Crawfish. He's the one that interviewed Dante unsuccessfully. So you guys are going to see exactly the point that I'm going to make here, okay? See, Julia, you only think more so than the others because we saw their story. And remember, the question I ask you guys to sort of prelude this conversation about life and death and who should live and who shouldn't live is the point that the writers put the spotlight on these characters and pulled them over. So you could say they're redeemed, the other ones are not, kill the other ones. But what I would say is, for every Gamma, there's a person behind a whisper mask that we have not seen their story because it's not told. I mean, look at the woman that wanted to fight Alpha. And in fact, I would say that there's probably more whisperers that deserve to be redeemed than there are saviors. Whoa, what did I just say? Did you guys, I just went on record. Confirmed. Put it up in neon. Killshot just confirmed. Whisperers are more redeemable than saviors. And here's why. Most of the saviors were sane and made their own decisions out of self-preservation. The whisperers, other than Alpha and Beta, have been abused and tortured and psychologically twisted. I mean, look, one person stands up against Alpha. What did she do? She decapitated her, took her head, and started passing it around in front of everybody else. What's that going to make you do? I am a whisperer sympathizer. So anytime a person tries to leave or tries to get close, there's this public display of humiliation in front of the whisperers. So if you're the Alexandrians, they don't know that because they didn't see it. We saw it as viewers. They stand the risk of murdering a whole lot of innocent people. Maybe innocent's the wrong word, but redeemable people. That's the sickness of Alpha. If you really want to know the difference between the governor, between Negan, and between Alpha, I'll paint it for you right here. The governor started out building a community and power went to his head and he became sicker and sicker and twisted, and he lost his daughter, and he was a touch of alpha. Negan was about setting the example because he wanted to live like a king, and he wanted a harem, and he wanted all of his wives, and he wanted people to be around him and see that reward. Go out, take the food, we live like king. I'll give you a few points. You can have all the women you want. Go out, do this, live like king. We got all these women that we're going to keep down. And then you got Alpha. And Alpha is the kind of person that would go in an insane asylum and torture mentally ill people. Alpha is a different level of twisted, so far beyond what the others do. And because she's that level of twisted, the people that followed the governor were not all insane. The people that followed Negan were not all insane. They made choices of sound mind and body. There may have been some fear, but the people that follow Alpha are tortured and psychologically twisted into following Alpha, which makes her a whole different level of sick. She cut off somebody's head and passed it around. She made Dante hold his eyes open while she performed in front of all of these whispers. That will mess your mind up. So, do these whispers go out and reenact that? Or do they get the opportunity to change and to see a different lifestyle? And like that prisoner, to be fed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without having to spit it back in Carol's face. But if you lock them up and you give them enough sandwiches and you take care of them every day, eventually, do they add value? And even if they don't, is their life of value? That's the problem with Alpha. And in all of that, to get back to the moral of the story, is there an escape plan? That's for you to decide. Is Alpha, once all these pawns that are in front of her, does she go down with the ship because she cares about these people, or does she run to the exit? And I would say, although I don't think the writers are risky enough to do that, I think she has the personality and the character to do that. That's my thought. So, Cardinal Crawfish, whispers are the Walking Dead millennial hipster sheep. I am not going to talk about millennial hipsters. Some of my viewers might be millennial hipsters. Oh, you crawfish? Maybe not many, but some. So, exactly. Rick Grimes, she's weak, she'd run. So even though I'm not totally buying in to my own question, I'm not totally blocking out the possibility that Alpha's nature, Alpha's personality, would be a person that would flee instead of staying and fighting and dying for her people. So the last question I have for each and every one of you before we wind the stream down, it is 53 minutes, and leave it in comments. Do you think Alpha cares about the Whispers enough to stay and die for the Whispers? Leave your thoughts and comments to that. My answer is no. If you guys had a good time tonight, if you had a good time all this week, we're closing down the week. Give this video a thumbs up. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, the Alpha Escape Plan. And we'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30 for a little bit of trivia Monday mashup. So if you don't think that she would die for her people, then you have to think she would be willing to exit unless the group finds a way to catch her before she gets out. All right, you guys are wonderful. I will see you all tomorrow night at 9:30. Thanks again. Peace.